1100 days, that is how long it has been since we have seen a State League Men's Grand Final here in Victoria. But once again, we have the best of the best doing battle for that fantastic shield up for grabs. Footscray and Williamstown meeting here at Angliss Reserve. My name is Lachlan Williams, bringing you all of the action here today, and it should be an absolutely thrilling contest down here at Footscray. Now, last game of the season here in Victoria, and as we've said, it should be an absolute thriller. So these sides have met 3 times this season. It's a 2-1 record to Footscray as it stands right now. So the Bulldogs got the job done in the first match of the year down at the Ferren. Willie getting their revenge in June, a 1-goal overtime win then, but Footscray too dominant in the semi-final a couple of weeks ago at this exact same venue. 7-goal victors on that occasion. Williamstown going on to defeat Eltham to set up a rematch here, and what a rematch it should be. So as we see our sides take to the field and walk into their positions, we see our Footscray lineup for this afternoon. James Lorison, leading goal scorer for Footscray and the league this year. Luke Parsons Quintia had a fantastic season again. Jeff Malsop, standout star, but Tate Gallagher and Dan Rayum, 2 Americans to keep an eye on. For Williamstown, well, there's a mix of experience and youth in there. The likes of Troy Butson and Ben Newman will lead them from the front. Sean Clark, another important player. Evan Willis will be important in the cage too. Our officials today, Steve Green and Sam Green, the father-son duo. Danny Whitbourne also out in the field with John Sedgway and Brendan Pinkerton looking after things in the bench. So Whitbourne and Green set us to get ready. Marsh and Jenny to battle out for the first face-off, and we are underway in the 2022 Lacrosse Victoria Men's State League Grand Final. It's Footscray and Marsh that made the strong start. Jackson Marsh going all the way. He's carried the ball in the back of his stick, gets a shot off, but what a start that would have been for Footscray. Just unable to convert, but within 10 seconds he's put a shot on goal. That's exactly the start Footscray would have been hoping for, but Williamstown up to the task and able to keep Footscray out of the back of the net for the moment. So Willis in possession. Such a steady hand for Williamstown, and has been for so many years. Kicks the ball on, and Williamstown will clear the ball safely for the first time in this match here at Angliss Reserve. And a beautiful day here at Footscray, as Williamstown enjoy first possession of this one. Harry Gibson in possession now, a player that we didn't see in that semi-final a couple of weeks ago, so he'll certainly be a welcome inclusion for the Seagulls. Butson moves it down through Liam Clark. A look here for Sean Clark, his brother, but well defended here from the Bulldogs to start with. Aldred does a good job there on Liam Clark. Butson fakes a pass and has a drive on Gallagher. Really important matchup for both of these sides today. If Gallagher can get on top clearing the ball for Footscray, it could be a good day to be green. But Butson, an experienced campaigner, one to keep an eye on, and he'll certainly be giving Gallagher everything he has. So it's been a good set for Williamstown to kick us off. Patient build-up so far. Drive there from Ben Newman, just misses wide. No harm done. Williamstown will maintain possession. Clark, Liam that is, forces the double to come. Williamstown patient. Button again on that Gallagher matchup. Opts to carry behind X rather than kick the ball along, but now it does so. Good check there from Parsons Quintia, and he's won the wall away. Fast break now for Footscray. Carrying the ball down. Shot comes from Chris Plum, but easily collected there from Willis. So we've seen a 2-minute or a 3-minute possession there from Williamstown, and Footscray getting a shot off on their first look. Ball will come back the way of the Seagulls. of number 4 at the top there. You'll see that he's also a welcome inclusion for Williamstown. A great young player coming through. Price and Lane, that'll be a really interesting matchup to keep an eye on all day. Shot just missing wide there, but Williamstown once again will keep the possession. Lane and Price went head-to-head pretty much for 100% of the match in that semi-final a couple of weeks ago. Expect to see something similar today. Williamstown just continue to get the shots off. This one just missing wide, and Clark good enough to pick up the ground ball there. Driving efforts from Footscray, but call from the officials is that the Williamstown player in Price was closest, so they will keep possession. Price driving the crease. Lane, plenty of pressure on him. Keeps him out of the goal. So he just has to move the ball on now. Robinson, he's got the matchup on DiNapoli. Move to the left, gets a step on DiNapoli, and he's put the first goal away for Williamstown. It's a fantastic start there for the Seagulls. As we see on the replay here, rolled back onto the right, sort of used his player as a bit of a screen to prevent Johnson from getting a clear look at it, and it's a great opener for Williamstown. This is exactly the start they would have been looking for. The last time these two sides met, it was Footscray that took the edge early and then blasted away late. So it's important for Williamstown to try and get ahead while they can. You expect the Bulldogs to stay in this match for much of the contest, as Aldred goes head-to-head with Jenny now. It's another win for Footscray in the middle, but his kick to Parsons-Quintier, just a little bit too much juice on that. Parsons-Quintier's efforts, diving efforts, unable to keep it in, but he'll put the pressure now on Butson. Does so well, but Butson up to the task. Once again, Williamstown will take possession. It'll be interesting to see what their sort of tactics are with the ball, Williamstown, whether they look to neutralise Footscray, just try and keep the ball as much as they can, or whether they drive hard and attack the cage with vigour. Jenny on Aldred. Carries down the lane behind the cage. Feed comes inside. Butson on the back up, but plenty of pressure there from Parsons-Quintier. I believe that's off a blue stick, but it's not going to matter. It stays in bounds. Good ground ball there from Aldred. Gets out of trouble. Just needs to move the ball on now. Was he out of bounds? No, he's kicked the ball in, so well done there from Aldred. The official was right there. So he's used Melsop, and a great clear there from Footscray under pressure, and a good ride to get the ball back. Melsop. And the first real set for Footscray here. Morrison, leading goal scorer in Victoria this season. Just carries across the top. Looks like they're just going to get some fresh numbers out there for the Bulldogs. DiNapoli. This is Parsons. Now back to DiNapoli. He's got the match up on Butson. Free hands now. No one came at him, and he puts it in that bottom corner. What a response from Footscray, and a great goal there from Mike DiNapoli, just putting that one away. But we've got a whistle here on the play, so I think a stick check may have just been called. That looks like what's happening. So our officials bring DiNapoli's stick into the middle. Several parameters that the sticks must fall into. It has to be a certain length within a minimum and maximum length. The head has to be a certain width. The ball obviously has to fall out of the stick. And I believe the strings also have to be there's a maximum length that the strings can be. So they've got to fall into all those parameters to make a legal stick. As our officials take a look at it now. Steve Green with the stick in hand. As you see the ball tip out there, so that looks good there. And again, so we'll wait and see, but it looks like a flag is going to be thrown, so it must have been fallen short of one of those parameters, potentially a string too long. So that means that goal will be disallowed for Footscray. They will stay on 0, and it will be De Napoli that has to serve some time in the penalty box. Whether that's 1 minute or 30 seconds, I'm not too sure at this stage. But I can definitely tell you that goal will not stand. So it will still be a 1-0 scoreline to Williamstown. As we approach the halfway mark of the opening quarter. Ball is moved up the line, and they'll have a man upset for the first time in this match, Williamstown. Or will we? We've got 6 Footscray players out there, so potentially De Napoli might not have had to have served that penalty, so we'll just play on. Drive here from Gibson across the top. Well defended there by Malsop. Lane gets a good check there on Price, and a little fumble there from Matt Price, uncharacteristic, just loses it out of bounds. So it'll be Jeff Malsop to take things back in, uses Gallagher. We saw this so many times in the semi-final a couple of weeks ago, just taking on numbers, and he does it for fun. There was 4 blue jerseys in front of him. This time he opts against going and uses Lane instead on the clear, and it's a good effort there from Footscray. As we can see, that box is empty on the far side, so there was no penalty there. Parsons Quintia drives, gets into the right hand, just misses wide. So Footscray will take possession once again. Feels like they haven't had too much of a look at it yet, the Bulldogs. As Gallagher flicks across to Rayum and just missing wide. Gallagher and Rayum, of course, Penn State college teammates, brought over here for Footscray. As Lawrison put under pressure over to Rayum, looks like they've turned the ball over, so a hustle for the ground ball, but it will be Williamstown coming away with it. On Gavori in possession now. He's got Gallagher for company. Does well to get out of trouble there. The pass not so good. Well collected there from Olver. As Williamstown get another look offensively. So they've settled well into this match, Williamstown. Come into this game as the underdogs. But they have started as well as they possibly could. Aldred just ties Clark up there as the ball hits the ground, but Williamstown good enough to keep possession. Button down to Olver. He's got Buckhorn for company. Olver drives that corner. Well defended there from Buckhorn as he kicks the ball across the top. Gibson and Malsop, this will be one to keep an eye on all day. That'll be intriguing. Price feeds the crease, and he's got Liam Clark wide open. You can't give a guy like Liam Clark that much space. Good look there from Matt Price, and Liam Clark puts in Williamstown's second goal. As we see again here, Price just free hands. Gallagher potentially just lost his man there, and Clark way too much space on that crease to find the back of the net as we move to a 2-0 advantage for Williamstown. So plenty of face-off options for Williamstown, but they're going to go with Jenny once again. Jackson Marsh rotates through, so it's a 2-0 lead to Footscray in the middle, but looks like Williamstown and Jenny are going to come up with it on this occasion. Jenny just uses his size to keep possession. Reset with numbers from the box. Build the side in blue. Feed down to Price. It must be a clear focus for Tim Lane today. He's putting that pressure on Matt Price and working well so far as Marsh steps out on Olver. The shot comes just on the outside of the net. Collected there from Aldred up to Lane. He's got Buckhorn in the middle, uses him. He'll carry upfield and use his skipper and Parsons Quintiel. He drives and gets past his man, free hands. He's got Plum down to Lawrison, and that'll be the opening goal of the game for Footscray. Great team play there from the Bulldogs. Just pass, pass, pass. Find that Williamstown team out of position. Just probably a slide that maybe didn't have to come there. Morrison says, thank you very much, I'll put that one away. So they haven't had that much of a look at it offensively so far. Footscray. So to convert on limited time in possession, that's a much needed goal. Aldred and Jenny once again in the middle. Just a break there. Looks like it could have been simultaneous, but potentially Aldred has gone first, so it'll go the way of Noah Jenny. And Williamstown will bring the ball forward. Clark kicks the ball across the top. Peak wind up there, but they'll just keep the ball. Jenny works back to the left, but Aldred does well to keep him out. Price across the young star in Olver, but well defended there from Footscray. Williamstown will keep possession though. Price carries across the back, pushed out from Lane. Williamstown go again through Olver. Kick across the top. Gibson gets free hands and a big save there from Devon Johnson. Confidence builder to start this one. Over to Buckhorn. Well, it's just a wayward pass there from Robbie Buckhorn. It's probably just slipped out the side of the stick, so sloppy turnover to give the ball back to Williamstown. And they'll get another offensive set. Be interesting to see a timer of how much time Williamstown has spent in possession. It feels like it has been the majority of this quarter. But the Footscray defence holding up well so far for how much time they have had to play. Olver gets past Aldred. A big goal there from Will Olver. Just beat his man too easily. A quality player like that, once he gets into a goal scoring position there, he's not going to miss too many times. Goes left, both left and right handed, and a good finish on the left hand. Just off stick, hip side, hip height. Puts that one away to extend Williamstown's lead back to a 3-1. Williamstown sticking with Jenny in the middle. Marsh again. This time it's Marsh that wins it, and just forces a scuffle in the middle. Malsop can't quite reel it in and does well to hockey it back, but it was to Butson's advantage. So Williamstown carry all the way back through their goalkeeper. And they'll settle on the clear. Great to see plenty of support for both teams here on the sidelines. Williamstown move the ball forward, just a little sloppy there from Clark. Price able to reel it in, no damage done. So Gibson down to Price. Button wants some movement down there, so he calls Olver across. DiNapoli just able to push him out. Roll back from Olver. Back to Button. Big shot there, but collecting the pipe. So it's going to go out of bounds. Was there a stick there from Geller to keep it in bounds? But must have just beaten him. So Button on the shot back up will take possession. Over to Gibson. Big drive here. Shot just missing wide, or is either a piece there from Johnson. So it's Liam Clark to kick things back off. Ben Newman just missing high there. On this occasion, we'll stop the clocks as get a ball back in play. Liam Clark just about to get things back underway, and we will now. Clark, he's got Newman on the cut, and a good finish there from Ben Newman. A great look from Liam Clark to find the cutter. All of a sudden it's a 3-goal advantage to Williamstown. Just the cut from Price to clear the lane. No one went with Ben Newman on the cut to extend Williamstown's lead to 4-1. Great start to this match from Williamstown. First time in this match we've seen a mix-up in the middle. It's Gavori to go head-to-head with Aldred now. Aldred wins it forward, but can't collect the ground ball. Well done there from Gibson, just cleverly done with the one hand. He's got numbers coming from behind, so he just needs to carry this over and does so well. Kicks it down, and that's a great work there from Harry Gibson in the middle. Lane is having a field day out there on Matt Price so far. A couple of uncharacteristic fumbles there from Matt Price to turn the ball over as they clear. Footscray clears through Lucas Parsons-Quintier. Down through Lorison, back to Melsop. Just transitioning down there at the moment, Jeff Melsop, but doesn't mind a little look on the offensive end, but will rotate through and get the short stick back out there. Plum in possession now. Up to Gallagher. And Parsons-Quintier. Does he like his chances on Troy Butson? He gets a screen from Rayoum. On the pick and roll, uses Rayoum, but turns it over, and it'll be Williamstown that clear it again now. It's a little bit sloppy from Footscray, giving the ball back a little too easily at the moment. And it's certainly reflected on the scoreboard at this stage. 4-1 Williamstown's way with about a minute remaining in this first term. Clark gets a step on Aldred. He burns around that bottom crease, and Liam Clark all of a sudden has 2 goals in this contest. It's a 4-goal lead to Williamstown. Not long left in the first quarter. Just he got that step on Aldred. Once he got around that goal line extended with the free hands, classy finish to put that one away and put the score out to 5-1 with about 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Perfect start for Williamstown. Any nerves for some of these young players? Just no signs of them at all. Noah Jenny and Jackson Marsh in the middle. Marsh does well to flick it back to Gallagher. Unable to collect it, but Melsop on the backup. Really well done there. Clever play under plenty of pressure, but good enough to flick the ball back to Gallagher. Not long left here now, so Gallagher has to go, and he does so. The numbers come from everywhere, but they're not good enough to keep up with this man. Tate Gallagher puts in Footscray's second to keep them in touch. 5-2 now. And a great work there from Tate Gallagher. We got past one, the second came, the third came, but good enough to put that shot away, find the back of the net, and keep Footscray in touch with about 10-15 seconds left in this first quarter. He had a massive game in the semi-final. Williamstown know what he's capable of. One that they've clearly put plenty of work into so far. Break there, this time on Williamstown, so it'll be Footscray that gets one last look here with not long to go. Melsop over to Rayoum. They're going to have to go very quickly here. Footscray gets the pass across to Plum, but just misses that one. A bit of argy-bargy here as well as we approach the end of the first quarter, and looks like we're going to see a couple of flags, so I think it's going to be Chris Plum and potentially Brian Bark out there that are going to serve some time in the penalty box. Just wait for the calls here. I think they might have been simultaneous. might have been some unsportsmanlike calls, so potentially both of them sitting down and serving some time. So Williamstown just wait for the clock to expire. No need to do anything too outrageous at the moment, as the first quarter comes to an end. Fantastic start for Williamstown. That's exactly the way that they would have liked things to get underway here at Angliss Reserve. 5-2 the lead against the red-hot favourites in front of their home crowd here at Angliss Reserve in Footscray. We'll see our goal scorers shortly. Liam Clark leading the way for Williamstown to start things off. He's got 2 goals to his name. Will Oliver, Ben Newman and Cade Robinson with 1 each for Williamstown, and Lawrison and Gallagher, the 2 goal scorers for the home side in green at this stage. We'll take a break. We'll be back with you very shortly for the second quarter here of the 2022 State League Grand Final. Welcome back here to the second quarter of the 2022 Men's State League Lacrosse Victoria Grand Final. Williamstown starting the better in this contest. They lead at 5 goals to 2 against the minded premiers Footscray. Last time they faced off, Footscray got the jump early in the semi-final just a couple of weeks ago, so a little mental victory for Williamstown as we head into the second quarter. Just about to get underway now. Sam Green backs out as Danny Whitbourne gets us started. It's Gallagher that faces off against Jenny in the middle this time. But with a man in the box, Footscray have 1 possession forward. It's going to be DeNapoli that uses Rayum down to Melsop. So it looks like we're playing 5v5 at this stage. Rayum takes on Newman Duffin and forces a switch. He's got Jenny matching up against him now. Just calls Gallagher through and wants to have a crack himself. He trying to get those free hands, and in the end just lets one fly. Look out in the crowd. Well backed up there from James Lawrison. So Footscray will keep possession. Lawrison gets past his man, gets the shot off, but missing wide again. Rayum on the back up on this occasion. No, it's not. It's going to go the way of Williamstown, so it must have been Willis that was closest when the ball went out on that occasion. So Williamstown will keep the ball, will regain possession, sorry, through Willis, and he's got an outlet on the far side and uses it. Looks like it's Ben Newman out there. You're going to kick the ball through X, and another good start to the quarter here from Williamstown to get the ball back. Good check there from Buckhorn, but no harm done as Sean Clark reels it back in. Oliver, he's got Parsons Quinty on the matchup, but opts against that dodge. So he'll just keep the ball high across the top. Gibson draws Melsop high just to take him away. Is he still looking at the dodge? No, he's not. He'll just kick it through Sean Clark. He's got his brother Liam down below. Jordan Aldred on that matchup. Back to Gibson. Melsop defends well. Price again, just throwing that one away. So it's going to be Footscray that take possession. Just Matt Price struggling a little in this contest so far. Or if I just throw Matt Price under the bus here, might have been a little piece on that from the Footscray defender that's just knocked it out of bounds potentially. So it will go the way of Williamstown. Our officials just conferring on that occasion to decide what the call was, as Newman drives hard down on Gallagher. Gets across down to Sean Clark, and a big finish there from Sean Clark, the captain of Williamstown, standing up big time put the lead out to 4. It's a game-high lead now, 6-2 Williamstown's way. Just able to get above the goal on Buckhorn and put it away. An important goal for Williamstown to start this second term and continue to extend that lead. I think we can expect Footscray to fight back into it, but it just depends how far Williamstown can get ahead at this stage. A well won there from Jackson Marsh backwards, but Footscray unable to come up with the ground ball. Big save there from Devon Johnson, making up for the last goal conceded. Buckhorn does well on the ground ball, turns back to Melsop. And a good defensive set there from Footscray as Johnson just settles things down and wants to use Gallagher. It's their preferred clear at this stage. Footscray is just give it to the big man and let him run. He's got 2 Clark brothers, gets past them. The second comes. And he keeps going. Tate Gallagher gets the shot off, but just drags it wide. Footscray will keep possession, however. DiNapoli across to Gallagher. Through Plum, now Lorison. Ayum to Gallagher. He's got Gavori on the matchup. He likes this, so he takes the look, but well defended there from Ron Gavori. Lorison over to Rayum. Just made life easy there for Evan Willis, straight to his stick, and on the outlet he's got Butson, so they're away here once again, Williamstown. Price through Clark. He's got his brother down below. He's had quite the game so far, Liam Clark. Playing an important role directing traffic and hitting the back of the net so far. Well defended there from young Angus Fluker for Footscray. On an under-16 premiership earlier today. Can he add a state league flag to the resume? We'll have to wait and see. Butson. He's got DiNapoli guarding him. Tries to get the shot off, just misses height. Williamstown with the shot back up, they'll go again. Feed there from Harry Gibson, and he's found the cutting Liam Clark. That's goal number 3 for Liam Clark. Quite a grand final he's putting together right now. Extends Williamstown's lead to 5. As you see here, Gibson just burning past his man. The slide comes, not sure if it was required or not, but just left Clark wide open on that back crease and able to finish once again for his 3rd. Williamstown's 7th, and they lead by 5 at the 5 minutes into the second quarter. Not quite panic stations for Footscray at the moment, but certainly cause for concern. Maldred and Jenny battle out in the middle. Jenny flicks that back, but there's a fight in the middle. Parsons Quintier does well to come up with it on that occasion under the pressure from Gavori. So an important possession here from Footscray. You wouldn't want to go more than 5 goals down, I would have thought it. Just a little mental sort of battle to go through. Parsons Quintier just trying to get that free hand on his left hand. Jenny up to the challenge with the short stick. Lorison. He's got Russell for company. Gets around on the left. Double comes. He's got free hands, James Lorison, and he did really well to get into a goal scoring position, but just hit that pipe, and Williamstown have scrambled well. Big hit there from Lucas Parsons Quintier, but the play will continue. That's really well done from our officials to let things go there. And really well defended there from Williamstown, so they are away once again. James Lorison just inches from finding the back of the net, but the pipe coming to Williamstown's defence on that occasion. Ben Newman. He'll just carry and settle as he burns past Plum. shot back up. It will go the way of Williamstown. Footscray fans not too happy, but it will stay blue. Sean Clark up to Butson. Newman down to Price. Gibson, free hands, lets one loose, and a big save there from Devon Johnson. Just parries it out to Malsop, who is able to collect on the rebound. And you can see that they wanted to go through Gallagher, and the numbers collapse for Williamstown, but that just leaves a free man out the back into Napoli. And with that, we're going to have a timeout for Footscray, just to settle things down a little bit, have a chat about what they want to do with this next possession. Head coach Chris Marsh just rallying the troops as they trail by 5 halfway through this second quarter. Certainly haven't looked out of it, Footscray, but just unable to convert at this stage. Whereas Williamstown, they've made every post a winner so far. 7 goals, just a quarter and a half into this grand final. They'd be absolutely wrapped with how things have started. Coaches Darren Nicholas and Darren Gibson. But they would know, they would surely know that this Footscray side is full of talent, and this game is far from over, so they need to keep that foot on the throat, keep pushing. There is still a long, long way to go in this grand final. So we'll wait and see what Footscray will bring here after the timeout. Mollison takes possession down to Rayum, down to Lorison. Now swings it back up to Tom Mollison. Rayum wants to look here, burns past his man, tries to feed the crease, but Willis gets a little piece on that and will collect a ground ball. So Footscray won't be too happy about that possession, but well intercepted there from Gallagher. Gives him a second chance, and another big save there from Evan Willis. He's just standing up to the challengers right now, and Chris Marsh probably wouldn't be too happy with that possession. A couple of looks at it, but they've just given the ball back nice and quickly, so Williamstown will bring it back down their end. Pressure comes from Lorison, but Williamstown able to take it away. The pass just missing there, but well collected there from Price on the far side. Gibson. Down through Clark. Now Liam Clark. Aldred ties him up, the double comes. Big slide there from Jeff Malsop, and he's just found his way in the crease there, Liam Clark. So good collapsing defence from Footscray to force the turnover. It'll be Gallagher, just a familiar sign. I think we'll be seeing this for a lot of the rest of the day. Gets past one, the second and third away, but as we've seen, just easy pickings for him at the moment. Just covers the ground so easily. Another important possession here for Footscray. Gallagher down to Plum, back through Lorison. To Napoli, now passes Quintier. They're just making this ball move a little bit more freely than they have previously. Big check there from back on Gallagher though, unable to follow up with the ground ball. That would have been a big ground ball to collect, but looks like Plum just giving him a push in the back there. So good check there from Brian back on Tate Gallagher, unable to find the ground ball, but put his head over it and just rewarded. So it will be Footscray that serve some time. I think it's going to be Chris Plum that heads back to the box by the looks of it. We await the call from our officials. So unsure of exactly how much time he's going to be spending in there, but Williamstown will go man up. Just tried a little hit and ball trick to get it underway, but little fumble, no harm done. So Williamstown on the man up on this occasion. Jenny through Clark, back to Jenny. Feed comes across. But the Footscray defence holding up well on this man down so far. They're just rotating with precision, and that pass just a little wide. Feed comes across to that bottom crease. Williamstown unable to find the back of the net so far. Price feeds through X. Can they hit the back of the net with not much longer left on this man up? Jenny once again, he's got Price. Feeds across. Big shot there from Newman, but easily collected from Johnson. That's a really good penalty kill from Footscray. Melsot feeds the middle, and Gallagher once again, he uses Parsons Quintier. They are away. Parsons Quintier kicks the ball down, but Footscray, after turning the ball over, have drawn the foul. We've got a legal body check, so it'll be a 1 minute man up play for Footscray. They did really well to kill that penalty just now. And they'll get a penalty, or a power play opportunity of their own. DiNapoli, Rayum, just a little sloppy there from DiNapoli, but no harm done. Down to Plum. Winds up. Back to Plum. Just trying to find that shot, but patient build up here from Footscray at the moment. Plum back to DiNapoli. He's got Rayum wide open down to Parsons Quintier on that crease, but big save from Evan Willis. Ball falls back to DiNapoli. He's got Rayum. Back to DiNapoli. Rayum with the free hands on this occasion. Lets one loose. Bounce shot. Finds the back of the net. A huge goal there for Footscray to keep touch. Dan Rayum hitting the back of the net on this occasion. The shot rebound fell to DiNapoli, and they were just making this ball move at the top. Really patient build up, and great shot there from Dan Rayum. Probably learning from his last opportunity where he just didn't change that plane of the shot, but on this occasion, letting the turf do the work and hitting the back of the net. A huge goal there for the Bulldogs, making the most of their man-up play. Marsh and Jenny, it's a break on Jackson Marsh by the looks of it. It'll head the way of Noah Jenny. And we are back at even strength. Good check there from Buckhorn on Sean Clark. But Clark good enough to find the ground ball up to Harry Gibson. They've got numbers coming through the box to Williamstown, so they'll use them. One on from Olver over to Gibson. Pass a little high, and no harm done though. He's found the ground ball. He keeps going all the way, Harry Gibson. He's got numbers, but just kicks it through Clark rather than forcing the issue. Liam Clark now drives on Jordan Aldred, back up to Olver. Newman. Good defence from Tate Gallagher so far, but he's slipped. An opportunity here for Williamstown. Newman over to Harry Gibson. Big shot there from Harry Gibson, making the most of just a little slip from Tate Gallagher to put the lead back out to 5. Just Gallagher, a little slip there meant that the slide had to come. Gibson, plenty of space there, plenty of time to wind up. And fresh off an Australian under-21 campaign, Harry Gibson, he is in fine form at the moment. Keeps the lead out at 5 for Williamstown. Aldred and Jenny. Jenny on this occasion comes up with it once again, just starting to get on top in the middle, Williamstown, and you can really feel the momentum heading all the way with the Seagulls at the moment. They'd be pretty happy with how things stand right now as Liam Clark goes down through Price, back to Clark. Jenny drives hard on Aldred, gets the shot off. And the Johnson's got a little piece on that, or that just sailed wide. Price with the shot back up, brings it back in. Lane for company once again. Incessant pressure there from Tim Lane. Price moves the ball across, but I think we've got a timeout called from Williamstown by the looks of it. They'll just settle things down and capitalise on this lead. Reassess where they're at. They'll be pretty pleased, as you can see. High fives and pats on the back all around. It's been quite the first half for Williamstown so far. They lead by a game high 5 goals right now with about 4 minutes left in the second term. Footscray, as we said earlier, not quite panic stations just yet, but they'll want things to change. Williamstown with plenty of possession, so they'll probably look to maybe possess a little bit more, keep that ball, and just hit the back of the net when they need to. (8-3) the lead. Beautiful day down here at Angliss Reserve. Great to see a good crowd supporting the final Victorian match of the season. We've seen grand finals decided across all age groups and divisions the last 2 weeks, and this is the final game of 2022 as Williamstown restart play here. Newman drives hard on Gallagher, just kicks the ball behind the cage. Olver on Buckhorn, little stutter step, kicks the ball back across. Price feeds it down and just misses his pass once again, so it'd be Gallagher to bring the ball back in. And they're just so comfortable with this man in possession on the clear. Footscray, Williamstown just don't have an answer for him. It's when he can do things like that, it's really hard to stop. Kicks down to Rayoum, over to Lorison. Out to Plum, the double comes, big drop shot, dropped a shoulder there from Chris Plum, got rid of his man. That's just experience there from the Australian captain, gets the shot off, just misses wide, but no harm done, they'll keep possession. So we just stop the clocks, and looks like it's going to be a timeout for Footscray on this occasion. Their second of the quarter. So just over 3 minutes left in the second term. Didn't quite make the most of that last opportunity after the timeout, the Bulldogs, so they're probably looking to be a bit more threatening on this occasion. Five goals, certainly not insurmountable, but will be Williamstown that you would think that will take the ascendancy into half-time. But if they can peg one back here, or potentially a couple back here, Footscray will be feeling a lot more comfortable about their chances come the second half. But it's just one step at a time at this stage as the players return to the field to restart play here late in the second term. It'll be Parsons Quintier that takes the ball behind the cage. He's got Lorison, who's got Dan Rayoum all by himself, and what a perfect start. We just talked about Footscray wanting to make more of an impact after this timeout, and they certainly have done so. Dan Rayoum just caught his man napping. Just a little bit of ball watching there from his player, and James Lorison found him out. Dan Rayoum said, "Thank you very much, I'll put that one away." Huge goal there for Footscray to bring the lead back down to 4. Williamstown now 8-4 lead. Just over 2.5 minutes to play. Footscray crowd getting more and more vocal as this one goes on. Marsh and Jenny go head-to-head. The ball flicks the way of Williamstown. Just Moat unable to find it. Melsop flicks it out the back. Who's going to come up with this one? Melsop tries to hockey it back into play, but unable to do so before it finds the sideline. So I believe it will go the way of Williamstown, as Danny Woodbourne indicates. Harry Gibson just takes a deep breath before bringing the ball back into play. Plum comes up to make life a little bit more difficult on the clear, but able to get it away. Over. Down to Price. Cade Robinson. Over to Gibson. This Gibson-Melsop matchup has been tantalising so far. Liam Clark. Back through Sean Clark, and now that's Olver. Works his way down on the left hand. Just a little slip there, but Williamstown will keep it. Gibson. Clark. Back through Gibson. Napoli extending on his man, but we've got a whistle to stop play, and it'll be another Williamstown timeout here. So we saw Footscray capitalise after their last timeout. Can Williamstown do the same? Our estimates are just over 1 minute to play. Could be less, could be between sort of the 30 seconds. So just a quick word there from Darren Nicholas and Darren Gibson. Probably just an opportunity to stop the clocks, let the players know how long is left. And just a quick word, maybe a set play that they might want to run with not long left in this quarter. There's Sean Clark that gets us back underway. The ball at the top centre. Old defended from Buckhorn. Price. Newman drives down the alley, gets the shot off, but just missing wide. Well collected there from Clark by the looks of it. Over to Parsons Quintier with the interception, but the clock will beat them. So it turns out there was only about 30 seconds remaining. We were just out a little bit with our clock, but it'll be Williamstown that lead by 4 goals at the main break. They extended that lead from 3 to 4 from quarter time to half time. They'll be pretty pleased with how things stand at the main break. 4-goal lead to Williamstown as we head into half time. Stay tuned, we'll be back very shortly for what is set to be a huge second half, the premiership quarter, the third quarter, coming up here at Angliss Reserve very, very shortly. Williamstown 4-goal leaders at the start of the third quarter in the 2022 Lacrosse Victoria Men's State League Grand Final. They came in as the underdogs. They lead by 4 at the half. A big job here for the Bulldogs. If there's any team in this league that is capable of finding their way back from here, it would be the Footscray side, but they've been here and done that. Many of these Williamstown players before, and the Grand Final experience showing through at the moment. Can they do enough to hold on? We'll find out in the next hour of play. Jenny comes up with the first face-off of the second half. Big possession for Williamstown to get us underway here in the third quarter. Butson straight away on Aldred, but just opts to settle things down. Carries through X. over to Gibson. He'll just carry across the top, back to Butson. He liked the look of Aldred at the start. Is he going to go again? He certainly will. But well defended there from the face-off in Aaron Aldred. Back through X in Sean Clark. Seen Blackhorn do a good job so far today, and does so once again. Dispossesses, puts the body on the line, and just unable to come with the ground ball. Clark does really well there. He's carried into that far corner. Hard to see exactly what's happening down there right now, but looks like it will be Williamstown that come up with it. But Clark just worried out of bounds. That would be a big win there for Footscray to take possession on that occasion. Melsop just rolls it up the line. Guess who? It's Tate Gallagher once again. Gets past one, gets past another. Just covers the ground so easily. It's just a great player to watch. The cut comes from DiNapoli, unable to collect it. Williamstown come away with it once again. Big hit there from Gallagher, and there's a flag. I'm not sure that I saw anything on that occasion. That looked clean to me, but sorry, not Gallagher, it was Rayum on that occasion. Looks like Dan Rayum's going to serve some time in the box. So, potentially a legal body check by the looks of it. It looked clean, but we're back in our officials. So Williamstown will have a man-up opportunity here early in the third quarter. As many say in the Australian sporting fraternity, the premiership quarter, this is where the moves are made before the finale. Williamstown can really blow things out of the water, or Footscray can work their way back into the contest. It's a thrilling 17 minutes, 30 seconds that are going to come up. So just Williamstown working the ball around at the moment. The feed comes into the crease, but a little sloppy on that occasion. Johnson just takes the ball, and it'll be Gallagher that clears again. He's got 3 to beat at least. Just burns past 2 of them, and another one awaits in Liam Clark. Gets past him. Rather than keep carrying, he'll work the ball down to Lucas Parsons-Quintier. Can he go all the way here, Lucas Parsons-Quintier? Certainly does. The skipper, what a goal there from Lucas Parsons-Quintier. A captain's goal if you ever needed one. Huge opportunity there from Lucas Parsons-Quintier to put that away. Just Tate Gallagher clearing once again so elegantly down to LPQ. They were unable to keep up with him. Just in the blink of an eye, he was on the crease, and a great finish there from Parsons-Quintier to find the back of the net to bring Footscray back within 3. First time they've been within 3 goals since the end of the first quarter, so a nice little mental win for them there. And with the man still in the box, it's going to be Gallagher that represents Footscray in the middle, in the face-off. Loses, works hard just to force the ground ball wide and make a contest. Williamstown able to come with the ground ball and their long stick, but they will clear it in the end with their defenders coming through and doing the job. There couldn't be too much longer left on the Rayum penalty. I would expect numbers to be even pretty shortly. Shot just missing wide there from Clark. And as I say, that Rayum is out on the field playing defence, so it will be 6v6 again. Clark just burns past Aldred, shot missing wide. We've seen Liam Clark do that a couple of times today. He's been really dangerous burning past Aldred on that bottom corner. Olver, he's got Rayum for company. Back to Butson. Works onto his left against Gallagher. Feeds inside to Price, just missing wide. Olver does well to clean up scraps. Back to Liam Clark. Butson. Down through Olver. Pressure coming from Rayum. Olver up to the task. Butson. Just carries. Good defence so far from Footscray. Feed comes up to Price. Plenty of pressure still from Lane. Shot misses wide. So the Footscray defence just a bit more physical, a bit more engaging a little bit more to start this third term. Big drive there, and Buckhorn just, it's just a little unfortunate there from Robbie Buckhorn, and just probably got tangled up a little bit. Should be 30 seconds for a trip, just some interference. Did a good job matching feet with Sean Clark, I think it was out there, but just tangled up, so it'll be a man down for Footscray once again. Butson. Over to Price, back to Butson. Now through Robertson and Newman by the looks of it at the top. Price feeds inside, just misses Button, but Liam Clark on the clean-up does really well there. Liam Clark, he's bagged in 4 now. Just a poacher's goal. Always active, always aware. The feed missed Button coming through the crease, but just found the ground ball and clever enough to shoot while he was in the area. Copped a bit of a how you going from Jeff Malsop on the way too, so great finish there from Liam Clark to put the lead back out to 4 for Williamstown. Just settle things down for them. Felt like the momentum was swinging a little bit, so just keep things, keeps the lead their way by 4. And a break there from Aldred, so Jenny will pick up possession. So just when you felt like things were shifting for Footscray, it's come back Williamstown's way a little bit in the last couple of minutes. Melsop matching up on Newman by the looks of it. The switch there from Lane. Ball comes high through Gibson. Liam Clark up on Aldred, gets above goal line, but Aldred does well to keep him away from the cage on this occasion. Gallagher with Gibson on him. Gibson gets through, but good save there from Johnson. Real confidence builder there, and once again we just see he'll clear the ball through Gallagher, just drops it for him and says, "Get on your bike, mate," and he responds. Morrison through Rayum. Now back to Plum. Gallagher, we've seen him so important on the defensive end, and he has a goal to his name as well. Rayum burns past his man. Does he get free hands here? Sure does. But Willis up to the task there. Good save there from the man they call Wombat. Just comfortable in the clear at the moment. Working the ball between them. Lorison working really hard. The pass just misses there on the clear though, so it's Buckhorn that comes up with it. Rayum, he's got free hands and he lets one through. Big goal there from Dan Rayum. Just sloppy clearance from Williamstown. There was not too much pressure there, just a wide open pass in the middle, missed. Buckhorn clever enough to find the ground ball in the middle, find Dan Rayum all on his own, and a player like that with that much space, he's going to convert more times than not. Big goal for Footscray, just a little sloppy there from Williamstown. The lead back to 3, so just when things felt like it was heading Williamstown's way, it's a little swing now. So Sketch is just teetering on the edge at the moment. Jenny does well to win it, but Marsh, plenty of pressure there to force the contest. Down to Melsop, does he go all the way? No, he does the team thing back to Marsh. Now Gallagher. Over to Plum, down to James Lorison. There's a big win in the middle on that occasion for Footscray, just to lose the face-off, but force the contest and come up with the ground ball, give themselves another opportunity to capitalise here. Lorison, does he get past his man? No, he doesn't. Finds Dan Rayum there. He'll find the back of the net. Well, it found the net, but the outside of it. So I think the Footscray player's just gone through the crease there, so it'll be Williamstown to get the free clear. Get possession, sorry. It'll be Willis. Just after that last turnover, he wants to do things himself by the looks of it. Footscray have ridden well here though. Plenty of pressure as Lawrison applies the heat, but well done from Williamstown to use the back of the net. Clever there. It's going to be Brian Back that runs the ball up. Over to Clark. They had to work hard for that clearance, but they've done well, Williamstown. As Footscray has really lifted the last 5 minutes or so. Butson. Up through Newman, now Gibson. He's got DiNapoli guarding him. Carries through X, just keeps carrying and on he goes. Now makes the ball work. Back to Button. He's got free hands to Gallagher. Pushes hard, forces the ball round once again. Gibson. He's got space here off the step. And a big shot there from Harry Gibson. Just bounces it past Devon Johnson. Bit of a slower one there. Just took some pace off on the shot on the ground. But once the screen came, he was able to get that separation, get those free hands and get the shot off. As we'll see here, just a good screen there to force the Footscray players to take a step back, but he was probably a little far out there. The Footscray defenders might have, like Johnston, to have got a piece on that, but Harry Gibson good enough to hit the back of the net. 4-goal lead once again. Just that's the buffer that we can't seem to get away from at the moment. Bodies flying everywhere in the middle on this occasion, but it's Parsons Quintier that comes up with it. Did he cop a little check on the back? Referees say play on. He goes all the way. We saw it once before. Does he go again? Gets onto the right hand, but Willis getting his body in the way. He forces the stop. Trying to get the clear out here. It's really well done from Footscray to force a turnover over to Plum, and Willis once again is standing up big time here. Makes a pass through the middle, but they've turned it over once again. It's which way is it going to go now? It's Gallagher over to Rayum. Huge shot there from Dan Rayum. Bit of a comedy of errors from both sides. 30 seconds that wasn't the highest quality of lacrosse. The ball going every which way, but uncharacteristic turnover there from Evan Willis. Makes it easy for Gallagher and Rayum to team up there, and a big shot there from Dan Rayum. All of a sudden he's got 4 goals. And you can just see how much it means to them there. Huge fist pump from Dan Rayum. Brings Footscray back within 3. Marsh and Jenny battle out in the middle. And a break there from Jackson Marsh, so it'll go the way of Noah Jenny. He's got Newman out on that far side. Marsh applies the pressure on Jenny. Just carries wide to keep possession. Uses that big body to get separation from Marsh. Gets the shot off, but good save there from Johnson. He's got Buckhorn out on the wing. Asks a lot of him. He's got a man to beat. Plenty of pressure coming, but he does well with the long stick, and he keeps carrying Rob Buckhorn. Does he move the ball now? No, he just keeps going, Robbie Buckhorn. That's really well done from the long stick. Pass asks a lot of Aldred. Does well on the half volley. Nearly winds up on the pass there. Tried to find Mollison. Buckhorn once again on the ground ball. Just can't come up with it on this occasion. So after doing such a great job, unable to clean it up on the final time, Williamstown will take the ball, but we've got a whistle. So I couldn't quite exactly see what happened there, but it will go back the way of Footscray. Melsop, he'll carry by himself now. Does he have free hands? He certainly does. Winds up big, Jeff Melsop, and the pipe rejecting him on that occasion. It falls to Gallagher though, so Footscray will get another chance in possession. DiNapoli. We saw a goal of his overturned earlier in this contest. after a stick check. Big burn there from, I think that might have been Tommy Mollison. Just misses, but Footscray have the shot back up, so they will keep possession. Plum, DeNapoli. Things are looking a lot smoother for Footscray now. Gallagher engages. Burns past his man a little slip, but the switch happens with no issues. Gallagher's got the, Rayum's got the short stick now, sorry, he's got Gavori. Burns past him, free hands on the left, and a big shot there from Dan Rayum. He's got 5 now, finds the back of the net past Devin Willis. Just, it's almost like that one's gone over his head, past his stick. Great finish there from Dan Rayum. 5 goals for him now. That's his 3rd of this quarter. And we are back to a 2-goal ball game. It's the closest we've been since the score was 3-1 in the first quarter. They are running rampant at the moment, the Bulldogs. Aldridge and Jenny go battling once again. Malsop gets his stick in there. There's bodies flying everywhere, but it's Malsop that comes up with it. The post denied him just before. He wanted to have another look again, but just settles things down through Rayum. Over to Parsons Quinty, and now Plum. He's got Lorison on the cut. James Lorison, that's a 1-goal ball game now. Great finish there from James Lorison. Just caught his man napping. He's the leading goal scorer of the season. You can't leave a guy like him wide open. His man came all the way out, and James said, all right, I'm going to run right past you. How many times have we seen him and Chris Plum link up like that? Huge goal for Footscray. Brings it back to a 1-goal match. What a quarter this has been from Footscray. Trailing by 4 at the half. They trail it just by 1 right now, and we'll see Williamstown take a timeout. Darren Nicholas and Darren Gibson need to say to their troops, let's regather ourselves. Chris Marsh will be absolutely full of praise for his crew. You can just see there a little clap for them. They are rampaging at the moment. Dominance in the middle. The face-off's been quite an even battle, but they're starting to come up with more and more ground balls. Melsop is having a huge impact on that in that area. Just putting the Williamstown defence under so much pressure. Feels like it's been a while since Williamstown have had a set down their end. So I'll have used that timeout just to kill some of the momentum, regather their thoughts, try and pick up where they left off, where they started in that first and second quarters. Jenny and Marsh back in the middle. He's got a break there from Noah Jenny, so everything going Footscray's way at the moment. Parsons Quinty down to Plum, over to Lorison. Just characteristic of this Footscray team, just keeping that ball moving. There's threats absolutely everywhere. There's not a weak player out there. Parsons Quinty goes all the way and winds up. What a goal that would have been. Footscray will keep possession with the backup. Lorison takes on his man, works all the way down the crease. Did he step in there? No, he didn't, but he has lost it. Unable to find it. Good hustle there from Williamstown to force a scramble. Who's it going to fall to? It's Noah Jenny that it's come to out the back. Under pressure from Parsons Quinty. Does really well there, Noah Jenny. Kicks the ball down. They'll carry it through X now. Shot just missing wide. So it'll be interesting to see how Williamstown go about things in this last minute and a half of the third term, as Clark gets another step on Aldred, but just hits the pipe on this occasion. He's had quite a game, Liam Clark. Yeah, whether they look to just keep the ball or whether they look to drive hard. Butson back to Price, and he's given it straight back to Butson, and he's found the bottom corner. Great goal there from Troy Butson. Exactly what they needed, Williamstown, just teaming up with the experienced campaigner of Matt Price. Just Lachlan turned his head for half a second, and that's all that Troy Butson needed. A player of his calibre, you give him any look like that and he's going to make you pay more times than not. Absolutely crucial goal there to keep Williamstown out at a 2-goal lead, not long out from the 3-quarter time. Marsh, Jenny. This has been an intriguing contest in the middle. It's Marsh that comes up with it again. Keeps it in the back of his stick. Does really well there, down to Rayum. Not long left now, so Footscray's going to have to pull the trigger pretty quickly. Rayum. Over to Plum. Down on the left, gets the low angle shot across. And it's hard to see who pulled up closest to that one. It'll be Williamstown by the looks of it. But there was a flag behind the play that I just missed, so looks like there was an illegal body check after the shot was made from Plum, so that's a huge penalty to give away there for Williamstown. That is the last thing they would have wanted heading into 3-quarter time, so that'll be a 1-minute penalty, and Footscray will just keep the ball here. They'll start with possession in the 4th quarter. They don't need to do anything right now. As we expected, they're just going to run out the clock. 3-quarter time. Williamstown lead it by 2, but Footscray absolutely well and truly in this contest. We are set for an intriguing final quarter here. Williamstown, they've led it at every break. There's 3 goals at quarter time, 4 goals at half time, but now just the 2 at the final break. We have 1 quarter left in the 2022 Lacrosse Victoria State League season. Just 2 goals separate these teams. Footscray have the momentum behind them. Can they overcome Williamstown? They did it in the semi-final just a couple of weeks ago. They stormed home. I believe it might have been a 7-1 goal final quarter in that contest. You'll see the goal scorers here. Liam Clark, the standout for Williamstown with 4. Rayum, a huge quarter there. He's got 5 for Footscray. Lawrison with 2 and 1 as well. We'll leave it there. We'll be back very shortly. 1 quarter remaining. Who will it be? Footscray and Williamstown battling it out in the 2022 State League Grand Final. Well, here we go. 20 minutes to decide our first State League Premier in 3 years. Can you believe that? The last time we saw a grand final was 2019. Footscray trail it by 2, but they have the absolute wind behind them. They have all the momentum at the moment. A late goal from Troy Butson was huge for Williamstown to keep them the buffer at 2. But here we go. 20 minutes to decide our Premier. Footscray start with possession with a Williamstown man in the box, so they'll have the advantage early. To Napoli and Plum work it across the top. Now Lawrison back to Plum. We've seen Rayum so dangerous this afternoon. Napoli tries to find Lawrison there. There's bodies flying absolutely everywhere. Is it going to be any flags at all? There is 1 flag thrown from Danny Whitbourne, our official. Who's it going to be? It looks like it's going to be Newman Duffin that serves a minute for a cross check. So Williamstown are going to be 2-man down. They're going to have just the 4 out there right now. So a huge job for them right here. Their first penalty has just returned, so it'll be just the one man up. Rayum and DiNapoli, we saw them team up earlier in a man up. Rayum just loses possession, but luckily falls to Parsons Quintier. DiNapoli over to Rayum. He's got the free hands and another bounce shot. What a goal there from Dan Rayum. Just bounces it past Evan Willis. We've seen that a couple of times today, and that's his 6th goal. Just a clever shot here. Uses the turf, bounces it past Willis. The slide just came too late on Rayum, and we are back to a 1-goal deficit. Rayum with his 6th goal. Quite a game he has played for Footscray. And that is the perfect start for the Bulldogs. The home crowd starting to get more and more vocal. Marsh and Jenny. Who's it going to be? It's Jenny that has the ball. He's kept the ball in the back of his stick and done really well. On the flick, he just lost possession, but good enough to find the ground ball and escape Gallagher. He's done really well there, Noah Jenny. But he's run into trouble here. The double and the nearly a triple's come. Who's going to come up with it? It's Gallagher. The ball's flicked out the back to Gallagher. Marsh throwing his body in there. Lane tries to come up with it, can't. Price now, there's bodies flying everywhere. Buckhorn's fallen down. But it's Gallagher that's going to come up with the ground ball. That was great intensity shown from all the players. The officials let it go too. That was great to see. Gallagher will clear it once again. He's got Clark guarding him. But that scramble down in that bottom corner must have taken it out. Just Gallagher needs a spell for a second as Alsop goes through DiNapoli now. What a huge ground ball to come up with down in that bottom corner. Morrison just loses possession momentarily, but he'll keep it. Under plenty of heat in that bottom corner. Loses it once again and again, so very well defended there from the Seagulls. They'll take the ball back. Morrison just a little push off the ball there, but referees let play go. This has been a characteristic of their comeback, Footscray. The riding has absolutely been immense. Gibson under so much pressure. Knocked down there from Rayum, and Wallerson will keep the ball for Footscray. That's a huge win there for the Bulldogs. Rayum tries to get through on that bottom crease. He's been pushed in the crease, but it'll go the way of Williamstown. Down through Newman. He's got Buckhorn for company. And he's done a great job there, Robbie Buckhorn. They've turned it over once again. So this riding has been enormous from Footscray in this second half. They've put that Williamstown defence under so much pressure and made life so difficult for them. Footscray get another look to try and equalise here. Passing Quintier down through Plum. Button for company. Gets past him as the screen comes and passes Quintier. Plum gets through on the inside, but a really good look there, unable to finish. But they are absolutely banging on this door. They are trying to knock it down right now, Footscray. Can Williamstown withstand the pressure? Parsons Quintier up to Rayum. Gets a little step on his man, gets the shot off, just misses wide again. Who's going to be the backup? Plum was behind there, but Willis, apparently, according to referees, is the closest. Plum not happy about it either. But if you're Footscray, I wouldn't be too concerned at the moment, because the way that they've been riding, they've been forcing this ball back very quickly. So this is a big job here for Williamstown to try and clear the ball. It feels like it's been a while since they've had a proper clear. Olver, under plenty of heat, kicks the ball down. And for the first time, it seems like quite a while, they will successfully clear the ball, Williamstown. The Clark brothers team up. Liam in possession right now. They just probably need a spell in possession order for the Seagulls. Newman, he's got Fluker for company. Just keeps carrying. Take the young fella down to the corner, but rather than take him on, he's just going to kick the ball across. over. We've seen his tendency to roll back onto that left hand. Just kicks the ball back high. Gibson. 2 balls as he matches up with Parsons Quintia. Just the pass misses high though. Sloppy play there from Williamstown, and it'll be Parsons Quintia that gets to clear the ball now. Hasn't had too much of an opportunity today as Gallagher's done a lot of the work, but he's just as comfortable with possession in that back half, bringing the ball down. Parsons Quintia gets past his man, down to the inside, up to Lorison. He's got a wide open Gallagher on the crease, and we are all level at 11 apiece. Tate Gallagher finds his second of the match. James Lorison found the open man on the crease. Great look there, just had a little separation there, did Gallagher, and the low underhand shot to the hip height of Evan Willis, and we are all level at 11 apiece. They trailed by as much as 5 in the second quarter, but they are all level now, Footscray and Williamstown. Marsh and Jenny go head-to-head again, but Malsop's been huge on the wings, just can't cleanly pick it up, but he's surged the ball forward. Who's going to come up with it now? Overlooks Marsh. It's out the back, and who else but Gallagher? He's been huge today. Down to Rayum. Will he look for his 7th goal? What a grand final those 2 Penn State boys have played. I'll just take a deep breath after that hustle in the middle and work the ball around once again as Plum and Lorison team up. Gallagher. Butson's done quite a job on him today, but it's been a task and a half to try and match up on this absolute athlete. Drives hard, sends down to Lorison. He's got Plum. Numbers clear out for Plum, so he likes his chances. He gets around the corner here. It's a bit of a slower ball. I think that's copped a deflection, and all of a sudden, for the first time today, Footscray lead in this grand final. Chris Plum, who else would it be? Gets past, gets on above the goal side, and it's either copped a bit of a deflection off a stick or a leg. Couldn't quite see in there, but either way, he's found the back of the net, and Footscray lead by 1 goal. Chris Plum finding the back of the net, his first goal of the day. What a time to score it. Footscray haven't led all day. All of a sudden, they hit the front with about 10 minutes remaining. Aldred and Jenny battle it out. Aldred uses his feet in there just to scramble and do anything he can, and he's come up with the ground ball. Huge win in the middle there for the Bulldogs. Things just starting to go their way, and the momentum well and truly with the home team right now. The horn in the background is the Footscray side, and the Footscray crowd feel things shifting their direction. To Napoli. Rayum's got company all the way out, so he just carries down. The double comes over to Plum. Finds Mollison, burns his way onto the inside, and Tommy Mollison! What a goal there from what a famous name at this club, Tom Mollison. Just a little face dodge on that bottom corner, gets past 1, the second comes, but it doesn't matter. What a goal there from Tom Mollison to extend the lead to 2 goals. A famous name at the Footscray Lacrosse Club, and Tom Mollison making his mark on this grand final. Extends the lead to 2 with just under 10 minutes remaining in this final quarter. Marsh had Clark for company on that occasion, but wins it once again, so everything is going the way of the Bulldogs right now. Gallagher, no need to do anything too silly at the moment with a 2-goal lead and the clock counting down. They can afford to be careful in possession. Plum tries to find Rayum around the back. He's tried that earlier today, but unable to convert. Plum chases the shot back up, however. Puts the ball back into play. Morrison. Back to Plum. Now Gallagher. Passing Squinty out. Back through Gallagher. Has a look, but then decides to settle things. Will he go again? He certainly will. Drops the shoulder. Gets a separation from Butson. And what a goal that would have been. Just misses wide. He's had a couple of looks like that today, Tate Gallagher. Just using that big frame of his to push his opponent out of the way. But the longer this goes on, the better for Footscray as Plum works his way through. He's got Parsons all by himself. Big shot there, but it'll be Williamstown with the shot back up. That was Jared Parsons getting that shot off. Haven't seen much of him. Big effort on that occasion though, so Williamstown try and clear the ball now. They've had real troubles doing so in this second half, so they'll just back their experience in Willis, try and keep the ball safe. Pressure comes, Willis finds back on the outlet though. That was a good clearance there. He's got a lane to the goal Brian back if he wants to, but just settles things down. So all of a sudden they were in control for so much of this contest, Williamstown, but things just slipping away now. Big shot there from Newman, but a huge save from Johnson. He has stepped up big time in this second half. He's done a fantastic job. As Footscray clear with Lane using Nelsop as the outlet. He's got a number from behind, does well enough just to move the ball on quickly. Gallagher settles things down. He's got Parsons Quintier coming from the box, so we'll just use Plum down to Lorison. You just see a little bit more conservative play here from Footscray, where they might have looked to attack the cage on opportunities like that before, just looking to keep the ball, and it'll be a timeout from Chris Marsh. They'll address the troops and give the orders on what is needed for the last 6.5 minutes of this grand final. Footscray lead it by 2. They have possession. Williamstown, they led by as much as 5. Things have just slipped away from them as this game has gone on. Probably through no fault of their own, just Footscray has taken the game to another level. But they're going to have to do something special in the next couple of minutes if they're to work their way back into it. Got 6.5 minutes left. Now is the time when you start looking, do we need to, if you're the team that is trailing, do we need to push? Do we need to get the ball back? If you're the team with possession, clock management becomes a factor. Do we need to hold the ball? How do we go about playing these next 6.5 minutes? We'll find out very shortly. So it'll be Rayoum that starts with possession. Out on the far side. Playing nice and big at the moment, Footscray. Gallagher and Napoli playing well and truly above the restraining line, down to Parsons Quintier. Parsons Quintier burns past his man, however, and he's just found the back of the net. What a goal there from Parsons Quintier. He has stepped up when it has absolutely counted the skipper. He extends the lead to 3, and these big wide 2s that they were playing just opened up the Willie defence. That's a great restart from the timeout from Footscray. Really extending the Williamstown defence, taking away that support. They would have known that Williamstown would have come to push, and in doing so, it's just opened things up for Parsons Quintier to attack the cage and find the back of the net. And they lead by 3 now, Footscray. They have one hand on the shield. Can they do enough to hold on? Jenny, Aldred battle it out once again. Jenny goes to ground. He's been fallen on, but he is holding the ball. No, Jenny, but it'll be the push first. So he just lost the ball here. Harry Gibson. So he's got Button out on the far side, uses him. Back to Gibson. So just a measured approach here for Williamstown. They don't need to do anything too drastic too early, but when they do attack, they do need to make it count. Olver Burns on that bottom corner, but it's a big turnover there. I think that was Sean Clark, sorry. Turned it over straight to Gallagher, who clears upfield. He would have had to have done this 11 to 12 times today. Tate Gallagher, what an effort. What a game he has played. And it's right now that we talked about taking time off the clock. It's right now that Footscray would certainly be thinking about that. 3 goals in less than 5 minutes to play. Pressure also falls to the officials. When do you look at making a stall call? Just as we say that, the keep it in call has been made. Parsons Quintier Burns round, and they won't have to worry about that stall because he's found Evan Willis, who's got Olver on the clear. That's a much better clear now if they can get it forward. That quick movement, but that Footscray wall has just been so difficult to get through today, but Olver good enough to get it through on this occasion. Pass comes to Gibson, gets the shot off. The slower ball has just bounced straight past Johnson. He went down early expecting it to come straight to him, but it's just sat up a little bit. And that's a huge goal for Harry Gibson, just working his way onto the left hand. Johnson went down to collect it, but it's just sort of sat up for him. A bit of a slower ball. Williamstown have called a timeout to settle things down now. 3.5 minutes to play, back to 2 goals. So a goal against the play, against the grain of things. That's a huge goal for Willie. Brings it back to 2. And they've been so competitive all game. Is there another twist in the tail? Darren Nicholas and Darren Gibson would be giving clear instructions to their troops. Offensively, this is what we want to be doing. Defensively, I would expect them that they want to be pushing out and putting pressure on to get that ball back. Not much time now to be messing around and let Footscray play some settled offense. They need to be in possession for much of this last 3.5 minutes. Jenny and Marsh, huge face-off coming up here. The referees set us down and we are away. Jenny wins it forward. There's a fast break on here. Nowhere Jenny, straight to Liam Clark, and a big shot there from Liam Clark. Finds the opposite corner, the far top right-hand corner. Now Liam Clark has 5 for the day, and what a time to score his 5th. Huge win here from Noah Jenny. You could just see that win forward. The slide came, but the secondary slide just didn't come early enough. And Liam Clark, what a shot that is, and what a time to score it too. Back to 1 goal. We asked, was there another twist in the tail? And, well, maybe that's it. We're back to 1 goal, and anything is possible here. Marsh and Jenny go at it once again. Jenny unable to go forward this time. You can see what he wanted to do, and a huge win there from Jackson Marsh. That is a crucial face-off victory. Keeps it in the back of his stick, uses Melsop, and that is an absolutely enormous possession here for Footscray to win. They lead by 1 goal. Do they look to extend that lead, or do they look to kill the clock? You expect Williamstown to put that pressure out on the ball as Gallagher takes possession. What a game he's played today. He doesn't look very interested in attacking the cage. It looks like he's pretty happy with taking that ball down to the corner. He's got Button for company. He engages as a stall call is enforced. And Gallagher, he looks like he just wants to run this clock out by himself. He's got a nice little 5x5 box in that bottom corner that he and Troy Button are just doing a nice little dance in. He carries it a little bit further now. Williamstown need to look at sending a double here. Gallagher clearly no intention of moving the ball on. Is there a slash there? Button's not really making any attempts to hit the stick there. I think he's just swinging and hoping. The referees say play on. Gallagher absolutely content with where he is though. Still no double. I would have thought that the double would have come, and now it does. Button loses his stick, the double comes. Gallagher good enough to keep possession, and he's wiped about a minute off the clock. That is absolutely huge for Footscray. He's lost possession now, picks it up. Was there a trip? No, play on. The numbers come, he's got help in Lorison, he just flicked it out the back. This has been fantastic clock management here from Footscray. They are a minute away from a State League Premiership, third in their history. Gallagher, what a match he's played, and what a final couple of minutes he's played. He's attacked the cage, he's gone for the air gate, what a time to do it. He's fell in the crease though, and in the process he's broken Evan Willis's stick. It was a great effort from Evan Willis to step out there and prevent the air gate coming from Tate Gallagher. I'm not sure that was the right time to be pulling it out. He'd done such a great job in killing the clock. Harry Gibson wants to get play underway, but Sam Green lets him know your goalie's got to get his stick fixed, champ. Gonna wait for him to get back in the cage, and as Willis returns, Gibson has the ball now. 50 seconds, Williamstown need a goal. Rayum and Lorison. They put the pressure on Gibson, huge ride there, great defence from Rayum, and he goes again. Lorison keeps the pressure on, cuts him off. That is huge riding there from Footscray, forced the pass over wide. They've got the ball out the back, Williamstown, but the ball flicked into the middle of the ground. Parsons Quintier sat up for him. He is off to the races. He's got numbers forward. Rayum all by himself. Is this the game? Dan Rayum, I think that's the ball game. He gets to the Footscray crowd. His 7th goal of the grand final. What a goal. What a time for it. Footscray lead by 2. Dan Rayum, when you see this replay, the ball sat up in the middle for Parsons Quintier. He just read it better than anyone else out there. Took off. Rayum all by himself. And how many times has he bounced that shot into the goal today? Gets to the crowd, and how much are they loving that? 20 seconds to go. Footscray, they should be home from here. It would take a miracle for Williamstown to claw their way back now. What a goal. What a time for it. Footscray lead by 2. About 20 seconds left on the clock. Aldred and Jenny go head to head. Jenny's going to need to pull out some magic here. They scramble. Aldred kicks it forward. It's a hustle now. Gallagher tries to win it forward. Loses his stick in the process, but Malsop's flicked it out the back. How big's he been in the middle? Malsop takes possession. He's got numbers all on him. He just needs to move this ball on now. He certainly does. That is going to be the game. Plum moves the ball out to Tom Mollison, and that will be the ball game. Footscray, 2022 State League Premiers. They beat Williamstown 15-13. They trailed by as much as 5 goals earlier in the contest. They fought and fought and fought, and what a comeback it was. 15-13 Premiers, and you can just see what it means to them, to their fans, to Footscray as a club. Credit to Williamstown, absolutely huge effort from them, but Footscray, they claim their 3rd State League Premiership, their 3rd State League Men's Premiership in their history. They do the double once again. Men's and women's State League Premierships in the same year. Absolutely enormous. For a young Williamstown side, they have plenty to take away from that one, to have played the way that they did in the first half. Huge credit to them, but just unable to run with the might of this Footscray team as the game progressed. The fans descend on the field. They are absolutely going to enjoy this one, the Footscray faithful. 2-goal victors over Williamstown. I'm going to leave it there. My name is Lachlan Williams. Footscray, your 2022 State League Premiers.